Very good morning to all. It's my great pleasure to give you the session about exploring Swayam, NPTEL and other learning platforms. Normally now the trend is totally changing towards a classroom teaching to online teaching. Not only teaching, learning mode also getting changed right now. Instead of using physical books and read, now we are all totally bounded with online learning platforms. That's why we are now talking about this various online platforms which are all going to be very useful for our teaching, learning and research purpose. So the session is going to give you what is the working procedure with Swayam, NPTEL and or other online learning platforms which are all available at free of cost. So this is what we are going to discuss now. Before that, now the trend is totally changing from the normal classroom teaching, that means chalk and talk method, to a digital resource referencing system. Without accessing any blackboard or chalk, a teacher can facilitate his knowledge to the user community without any presence of any teaching aids. He can explain him remotely. This is where we are now living in. Particularly about the learning. The mode of learning is totally changed in different ways. One is called e-learning, web-based learning, synchronous learning, asynchronous learning, and so on. Then what is e-learning? I think many of us are very much clear about e-learning. The learning can happen in electronic mode or even by using the electronic formats. Web-based learning is nothing but the learning can be done by using the web browsers. The material will be loaded in the web browser. By browsing the web, we are able to learn. And synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. What is this synchronous learning and asynchronous learning? The synchronous learning and teaching takes place in real time, while the trainer and the learners are physically separated from each other. For example, listening to a live radio broadcast, watching a live television broadcast, audio-video conferencing, internet telephony, online lectures, two-way satellite broadcast. For asynchronous learning, it is characteristic for an asynchronous learning is the fact that the trainer prepares the coursework material before the course takes place. The learner is free to decide when he wants to study the coursework. So it's a degree of freedom of the user or learner at what time and how extent he can explore. This is up to the learner. For example, self-taught course taken via internet or CD-ROM, videotape classes, stored audio-video web presentations or seminars, recorded audio tapes, question answer mentoring, reading email messages. So all these are comes under asynchronous learning. Now we come to MOOC. What is this MOOC? All of us are very much clear about this MOOC, Massive Open Online Course. Massive means enrollment numbers. Maybe the number of users can attend the program is not restricted. For classroom teaching, we have limited number of seats to teach. But in online learning platforms, that is not the scenario. Anyone can attend the session. N number of people can take the sessions. That's why massive appears here. Open. No mandatory qualifications. That means if anyone interested in any other retrospective ideas and the interested subject areas, they can attend the program. They can attend the courses based on their interest. It is open to everyone. There is no qualification for that. And second over is like online. Online is fully, the content is available online. The whole content can be browsed by anyone at any time. And the fourth one is called course. That means course nothing but structured courses. The structured course it represents, it may be like a unit wise or section wise, or it may be like the structured way of providing units for the particular program or particular course. That's what is called as massive open online courses. As usual, what we learn in the classroom setup, the same thing can be done without any hindrances by using the online platforms. This is what MOOC is doing. So who are all the players for this MOOC? There are so many platforms are available to access MOOC like edX, Course Builder, Blackboard, Mosaic, Udemy, Udacity. These are some of the examples for providers of open online learning platforms. Here we are going to give more points about SWAYAM and NPTEL, which are the great initiative by Government of India. Who are all the players for this MOOCs? For example, for conducting courses, for running any online learning programs in India, we should have some recognized bodies. So there are some 9 national recognized bodies like UGC, CEC, IGNOU, NIOS, AICTE, NPTEL, NCERT, IIM Bangalore and NITTR. Each and every national coordinators has developed their own content for the targeted users. The users may differ based on the content. For example, UGC is concentrate more on non-technology and postgraduate degree programs. NPTEL, technical engineering UG and PG degree programs are concentrated. With respect to Consortium for Educational Communication, it concentrates about non-technology undergraduate degree programs. IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open University, they focused more about diplomas and certificates. NCERT and NIOS, they are concentrating on developing the content for school education, that too from class 9 to 12th. IIM Bangalore is keen on providing learning content for management programs. NITTR Chennai, so this is a national coordinator who gives training for teachers. As a teacher, we should update our skill set and we should improve our pedagogic skills. So all these can be taught by NITTR Chennai. So these are the national coordinators who have framed the syllabus, who have framed the course content for the various users. So what is the roles and responsibility played by the facilitator as well as the learner? As a teacher, I need to play a different role, and as a learner, I need to play a different role and responsibility too. So as a teacher, I can create a content, I can create course, I can define the course, and I can assist the learner, and also I can encourage him to prepare for examinations. Now as a learner, what I can do, what is my responsibility? I can enroll for the course, I can study the courses, I can interact with my teacher, and I can appear in the exam. Finally, I can get the certificate, the credit can be transferred for that. So this is a role and responsibility as a facilitator and as a learner I have with respect to online learning. You can ask me some questions. So is it acceptable? All these online learnings are acceptable by the Government of India. Yes, all these are accepted. For that, UGC has provided the notification on 2016 itself, that is called UGC Credit Framework Notification 2016. In that they have mentioned clearly, student can take online learning courses in the provided platforms like SWAYAM. For that, they will be getting notification every year on the month of June and November. The courses what we have chosen, for that we can transfer the credit also. As like our normal curriculum, we used to have certain credits. As like for online courses also, credit can be transferred and it will be reflected in your mark sheets. The choice of courses, maybe up to 20% of the courses in a program on SWAYAM can be taken. This is what the UGC Credit Framework notification clearly shows. And sir, is it equivalent to FDP? Yes, AICTE has given a clear-cut instruction about the equivalence of online learning courses towards FDP. So what is that? So NPTEL is already conducting advanced and basic courses through MOOC, and a large number of advanced level courses are being offered by NPTEL. There are 1 credit and 2 credit and 3 credit courses based on the number of weeks the course has been conducted. So they have released a notification, and it's very clear that NPTEL is conducting the MOOCs courses in the name of NPTEL are not full time like a regular FDPs. It is decided that is equivalent to regular FDPs shall be considered as under. If we are going for 4-week courses of NPTEL courses, it may be equivalent to half FDP of 1 week. If we are doing 8-week course of NPTEL, it will be equivalent to full FDP of 1 week. And in case if you go for 24 weeks of credit course, it can be considered for 1.5 FDP. So this is what about the equivalent to FDP, whether the online courses which we are doing is equivalent or not. This is the answer for that. Now I am going to explain you, there are various open course initiatives are there. One by one we will see that, because when we talk about online learning platforms, we should understand and we should know certain other freely available online learning platforms. The first one is called EPG Pathshala. EPG Pathshala is again a very good initiative by Government of India. It is called as a gateway for all the postgraduate students, having more than 23,000 plus texts, videos provided by 5,000 plus experts, and it is also covered more than 70 subjects and 723 papers, and 30,000 plus quizzes are available in various categories starting from arts and humanities, languages, engineering and technology, life sciences, medical and health sciences, physical and basic sciences, and as well as social sciences. Second thing is eGyan Kosh. eGyan Kosh is one of the another online learning platform provided by Indira Gandhi National Open University. It is called as a repository to store, index, preserve, distribute and share the digital learning material across the country. They have a proper copyright protected material on each and every subject starting from humanities, social sciences, education, continuing education, law, tourism, journalism, etc. Third thing is about MIT OpenCourseware. MIT OpenCourseware is called as an international online learning platform provided by the faculties of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So they have provided content created by the faculty as well as the other universities which comes under the umbrella of MIT. We are able to find courses for educators as well as for students as well as for the universities. So very good number of technically advanced courses are available in MIT OpenCourseware. And the thing is Corning Mellon University. What is this Corning Mellon University? They are also having their own online learning platform for higher education called as Open Learning Initiative. Here they have given more importance towards business, computer science, data sciences, language and speech, life science, mathematics, physical sciences and social sciences. Johns Hopkins OpenCourseware is another online learning platform. It covers more about business, energy, engineering, humanities, mathematics, social sciences and teaching and education. We are able to find a good material about or courses about the prescribed subject what we have mentioned here. Consortium for Educational Communication is another platform. They are also one of the national coordinators for providing content. So you are able to see here like the CEC is one of the inter-university centers set up by the University Grant Commission of India. It has been addressing the several higher education needs through the most use of the powerful medium of television along with appropriate use of emerging information communication technology. We are able to find some good number of courses here for school education and classroom teaching. through online mode. And NPTEL, as you are very much aware, National Program for Technology Enhanced Learning, it is by MHRD for the engineering stream people, engineering and technology people. The contents are created by the professors of all IITs like IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Guwahati, Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Madras, IIT Roorkee and IISc Bangalore. The courses are constructed by the mentioned national coordinators. More than 250 courses from all engineering streams are available. Don't think that we have only courses on engineering and technology. We have some good courses on even languages also, and for soft skills, psychology and management. We are having some good number of courses in that genre also. We have to browse and we can apply for that. And Swayam is another online learning platform for which we are going to discuss in detail. We have various category of resources here in Swayam, from arts and recreation, science, humanities, language, education, mathematics, commerce, law, like that. The only thing is we have to register for everything. The above said, all the above said open learning platforms is in need of your credentials. You have to log in by using your Google credential. That's it. You will be authenticated. Then you are able to allow the resources of the portals there. Code Academy is another online learning tool by which you can upskill your coding and software programming and engineering skills over here. Coursera is a known online learning platform. It has a e-content or material for all the subjects which I have mentioned here, like arts and humanities, business, computer science, data sciences, information technology, health, math, personal development, physical sciences, social science, etc. Here you can see the different unique features like certificates. You can do some certificate program which are all provided by the multinational companies, by which they have designed material based on the requirement of their current project work. So once you have completed the certificate program with the concerned multinational companies, that can be very much useful to get a job opportunity in various multinational companies relevant to the particular field. And you can do some online degree programs also, which can be provided by University of London, Lancaster University, University of Michigan, Illinois University, like that. So Coursera is having a unique future. You can do some online learning without attempt for any examinations, and also you can do some online degree programs and certificate programs also. Other online learning platform is called Udemy. Udemy most probably concentrate more about web development, software language development, programming languages, game development, databases, like that. So this is also another technical learning platform. People can go with that. Udacity is an online learning platform. Those who want to upskill their industry exposure and you want to get a technical guidance from the well-known people of multinational companies, try to have more program with Udacity. Udacity can help you a lot in various extremes. Duolingo is the platform which has the unique feature like we can learn more than 26 international languages by online without paying a single penny from your pocket. You just think about that. Learning Spanish, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Dutch, Sketch, it gives a very hectic task for us. And moreover, we need to pay a lot. We need to spend more from our pocket, as well as getting proper schedule timing with a language tutor is not an easy thing. But when you go to this site called Duolingo, we can learn the foreign languages in an easy manner. So this is what we used to tell you people. This is a very good site for learning international languages. edX, I think many of you are very much familiar with this edX platform. For technical as well as the other languages, other subject streams can be learned by using edX. Is a prominent way because the content has been delivered by the McMaster Institute of Technology, Harvard University, University of Berkeley, and University of London, like that. So the contents which are all available in edX platform is somewhat in a critical standard. In all subjects, we are able to identify some good courses over here and try to log in and learn a lot from edX also. Khan Academy. Khan Academy has different three features like for learners, for teachers and parents. As a learner, if I want to learn a basic thing on a particular subject, I can go with that. As a teacher, I want to upskill my skill set. There are some courses for you. And as a parent, I don't know how to behave with my child and I want to improve my characteristics of myself as well as for my child. Is there any courses for that? Yes, there are so many skills on parenting also in Khan Academy. So kindly go with that. MOOC List is one of the very good platform with the multiple criteria MOOC and free online courses from Coursera, edX, Future eLearn and other top providers and universities in a wide range of category and subjects. This is called aggregation of all the well-known MOOCs in a single platform. That is called a federated platform to know about all the MOOCs. Queensland University of Technology. It is a free massive open online courses which expand your learning for professional development and not just to explore a new subject. You can explore from the basic to advanced level. So Queensland University of Technology is providing this online platform. So as of now, we have discussed about various open learning platforms to explore in the Indian as well as the international level. Now we are going to discuss about the working procedure in SWAYAM. If I want to enroll some courses or learn courses in SWAYAM, how to do that? What are the ways? So this is the way I just want to explain you one by one. So go to Google again, click on SWAYAM here. So you can log into SWAYAM by giving the credentials of Microsoft account or Google account or Facebook account. Or you don't want to use all the three but you want to register with the new one, you can do that also. Okay. Once you go for registration process, so it will be asking for your username, password and your email. And there is option called send verification code. This is don't forget to click on the send verification code. This is a verification which will be sent to your mail and authenticating that you are the user of this particular SWAYAM platform. So once you click on that, you will be getting a mail from SWAYAM also like this. Click on verify. And once you done that, this is the SWAYAM homepage which appears with your email ID here. Here you are able to see here different kinds of courses are available in SWAYAM homepage like ARPIT courses, ARPIT, NPTEL courses, SWAYAM courses like that. We are able to see there are a number of courses provided by various national coordinators. And this is what the option we are here, my profile, my courses. If you have registered, the first primary thing what you are supposed to do is you have to create your profile with the authenticated data like your name, mobile number, email ID and your qualification and your graduation details like that. So this is the first step. Once you have created login with SWAYAM, and it will be asking you to update your profile with the proper data and asking you to review the profile also. Give the proper data and click on update profile, because this is going to be reflected in your certificate which is going to be generated after successive completion of program from SWAYAM. So this is the way you need to do that. Once you have done that, you can create your profile here like this. And now I go to my courses. If you have done already any courses, the courses detail will be displayed here. If you have not yet done here, then you are not able to see anything here. In that case, you have to search for some courses here like that. Here you are able to see upcoming and ongoing courses. They have mentioned different courses provided by different people here. You want to take courses only from the recognized national coordinates which you want to go with, like UGC or NPTEL or AICTE or NAC or like that. So you can select the national coordinates from whom you want to do courses. You can select course duration also. It may be like a 4-week or 8-week or 12-week courses like that. And you can check for the course exam data. Based on the exam data also you can select the courses. and credits, number of credit, 2 credit, 3 credit courses, which credit you are actually in require. That also you can choose and you can go. So this is the way. If I am searching for a particular keyword called psychology, it will show the relevant courses which are all available in the name of psychology will appear here, who is providing that, and what is the duration of the course, when it starts, who is providing that. All those information is available here, right? This is the way you need to search for courses. And another way of searching for courses is you can go from broader to narrow down. For example, here I can search for courses on maths and sciences. Then it will go in depth in detail, like in mathematics alone. Like that, I can go for specific course searches, and it will show the list of courses available here like that. If once I am searching for courses here, it will show the number of list of courses which are all available on a particular subject. Before going to enroll for any specific subject, you can view the complete plan about the particular course. For example, I want to register for some particular course on critical thinking. Before going to join, I can see the overall layout and overall overview about the course called critical thinking. Here they have mentioned unit wise, how many hours is going to be taught, who is teaching that, from which university, everything we can see here like that. And also you can have a 5 minutes teaser about the particular course like this. Click on the YouTube link here. That will clearly tells you the objective of this particular course, how long it is going to be run, what is the systematic review system, and how long it will be continued, and what is the outcome of the particular course. Everything will be explained here in this video. After that, you can join. Once you join, you will be getting a course layout like this. By section wise, you will get the layout, and when what they are going to teach, when they are going to conduct examination, all these things you will be getting by using this course layout. And also you can see here the summary, when the course starts and what kind of course it is, what is the duration, when it starts and when it ends, when the exam is going to be conducted, which category it comes under, to whom it is useful for, everything you are able to get it out here. Once you join for some courses, your courses will be available in the My Courses option. And you can go with the course outline. In that course outline, they have given a very clear picture about the assignments and when, what kind of units will be going to be taught, everything you will be getting that. And there is an option called announcement. You will be getting a notification and announcement for each and every communication through your mail ID which you have provided. And also you can ask question, and you can see the progress of your work, what you have done on a particular courses. So you have attended any assignment, or you have not yet attended, how many assignments you have attended, how much you have earned for that particular assignment. Everything you can get it from here, the option called progress. And this is what the course announcement. For each and every updation, you will be getting announcement from the course coordinator. You will be getting that for exam, for assignment, for completion of your course, everything you will be getting it. Instead of assignments, so you can see here in assignment can be done in different way. One is maybe in descriptive, or another maybe in quiz kind of thing. So they will be mentioning for this particular unit, they are going to conduct a quiz. This is called assignment 1, assignment 2, like that. If it is a 8-week course, 6-week assignment is supposed to be taken for your final marks. If it is a 12-week course, at least 10 assignments you are supposed to complete. The 10 best 10 assignments can be taken if it is a 12-week course like that. So all these assignment scores are taken for your final marks. So you should be very conscious, and all your credit score going to be added in your certificate marks also. And this is the way they will be conducting the quiz. Each and every week they will be giving an assignment. For that they will be mentioning the time also, when it has to be submitted, when it is due. Normally in every week on the day of Wednesday by 12 o'clock you have to complete your quiz. If you miss that, you may be lapsing up assignment. So you have to be very conscious on doing the assignments and quizzes within the stipulated time what they have mentioned. You have to complete the quiz on time. If you miss that, you cannot do the assignment again. And for your attempted quiz, you are able to see the progress of your attended quizzes also. And you will be getting a reminder for examination registration and for when how it is going to getting processed and everything, you will get it at. You can ask me here one question. So it is mandatory to attend the exam for any online courses? No. If you are interested only for learning the courses, you can go ahead. If you are not interested to take courses, nothing to worry about that. Not interested to take exams for the particular course for which I have learned, nothing to worry about that. You can leave and you can go. For people, those who are interested to take a certificate for their learning, they can apply for the examination and they can get a certificate. For them, it will be useful. And these are some of the important links which I want to show here, because each and every notifications and the updates which we got, that all these URL has been given here for your learning purpose. So doing online courses, it is another way to enrich your knowledge in the various platforms. That too in this COVID period, you have a tremendous resources with you to learn and to explore a lot. It's up to you how extent you are going to make use of your available resources at free of cost. Thank you so much. If you have any question, we will be meeting you in the question and answer session. Thanks a lot.